Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast.
Welcome to the award-winning In Wheel Time car talk show. Just ahead, auto racing's next Chris Economaki. It's track announcer and short track racing god or goddess.
He needs an accent. Chris Economaki.
Rodney Rodriguez. Also, gave you my thoughts on driving the 2025 Dodge Durango RT HEMI. And Jeff has the Motor Minute in this segment of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Our chief engineer, David Ainsley, is resting up for our big venture up north to the Lone Star Street Rod Association event.
Yes. 50th
50th event. So that's in 2 weeks. We'll have a 3-hour show that weekend, and we hope that you will join us then. But in the meantime and in between time, Los Cucuys lead and dancing track announcer Rodney Rodriguez.
Dang, you figured out my other gig.
Yes, I did.
Wondering where you go every Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Me and the Cucuys, we hit those on off weekends, and then apparently some other time I'm a real estate broker in Houston. So,
are you selling property here now?
No, I'm not selling property anywhere, guys.
Unless it's a bridge out west or something.
You probably are dealing racetracks that are going broke, and here's the property. Do something with it. Well, I can't.
People started wanting me to sell racetracks and empty pastures, and you know what? I'm like, okay, it's time to find a new profession. Let's do something else. I like that Chris Economaki thing, man. That's an honor to be called that.
Yeah, no kidding. I met him one time. The nicest, approachable guy you'd never think that he is known by billions of people around the world, but he was.
Yeah,
a great guy, great personality. Very approachable, likable guy, and an excellent announcer and reporter. And
I always liked on some of those old Wide World of Sports things where he would be like in the pits, and they would do like NASCAR races, and Jackie Stewart was the expert analyst, whatever
Jackie
for the, and he'd be like, and here comes Cale Yarborough and Darrell Waltrip, that's weird, but hell, that's the way it works now.
So what do you think about Dana Patrick doing the Indy 500?
I had to bring it up. I got to go. I'm done. I'm on it. Pod me down. I'm done.
You know what, Don? She comes on the screen. I don't care what she says.
I don't either.
I'm just watching.
Yeah.
I'm just watching.
As most of us are.
Great.
Jeff he's much more thought-provoking in his passion for or against anybody.
She is not a nice person.
We don't care about that. We don't know that aspect of it, but she sure is easy to look at.
Yeah, I'm not going to marry her. I mean, are you kidding? I mean, if I did, that
you'd be divorced.
It wouldn't be more than a weekend anyway, huh?
Well, momentarily, I'd be like breaking a law, I guess, if I married her now because I'm married. But she. I will say one thing about her. She definitely like many ladies do these days. She ages like a fine wine. She looks much better.
Man, you need glasses.
The older she gets.
And let me tell you something. I was actually kind of impressed by her commentary during the Indy 500. She's come a long way on these broadcasts as far as a broadcaster is concerned, in my mind.
Yeah. Well, I get a lot of people that say the same thing to me about her that they say about like Tony Romo on football. It's like, okay, if he can see this stuff so well, why didn't he win more? And that's what I get about Danica. If she's this good at breaking stuff down, why didn't she win more?
She won one open wheel
from the booth.
One open wheel race in Japan in like 10 years ago, whatever. And that became, she's the hot commodity. Oh boy, they let her win. It was a non. Anyways,
that 500
I'm not a
that
fan.
she ran. I guess it was 2012 when she finished in the top 5. That was, I really did think, okay, she's got a really good future coming here. But I mean, look, the whole thing she did with GoDaddy and all that, she changed marketing substantially for racing. But,
hey, we've got to give a shout out to Ken Schrader. Because today is his 70th birthday.
All right, Kenny Schrader.
Remember Kenny Schrader?
Yeah.
I never met the man, but I was impressed. He was 1985 Winston Cup Rookie of the Year, turned 70 today.
And after his after he stopped his career, didn't he get into a lot of the safety aspects of NASCAR? And because he was the one
Randy LaJoy. That's Randy LaJoy.
Well, Schrader was the one that ran up to Earnhardt's car.
Yeah, he's the one that walked up on that mess.
Yeah, and I think He went into the safety aspect.
Kenny Schrader to this day still carries a full. As a matter of fact, he raced somewhere last night. He races a dirt late model.
Yep.
And he is very active in the short track circles with dirt track racing, and keeps a very busy schedule. Not quite as busy as Kyle Larson, but not too dadgum far behind. He's still very active.
Well, Kyle said he's not going to do the double next year. He said it's not worth it. He's done it twice and kind of failed. The first year he did, they got rained out. This year he crashed out. And
it's just really hard. The time part of it, the logistical part, and then those races, they kind of there's a lot of room for failure there for it to not work. And I can't help but think, him as that race started and it rained, and then Scott McLaughlin had the accident on the first lap to where he's in that car. You have to think that mentally he's just all over the place thinking, okay, I've got a very fine amount of time that I can stay in here and I got to get out.
Yeah, so and there's talks that they're going to change the times. Yeah.
And what driver was it that peed his pants?
I have no idea.
Did you hear that? Yeah. So they're stuck. They're stuck out there, and he's got to pee, and you can't get out of the car because you don't know when they're going to open the track back up for the race. And I can't remember the driver that had that issue, but yeah, he peed his pants, and he apologized to the crew when he got out. He says, "I'm sorry, guys, but you got to do what you got to do."
You got to go, man.
Yeah, that's it. So let's get into a little short track racing, Rod. What do you?
I don't know how we got there.
What are you up to? Are you going racing tonight?
I'm not. I'm actually home for the weekend. Actually, what I will be doing tonight, there is a factory stock race in Greenwood, Louisiana, which is over Boot Hill Speedway,
right,
as it's called. Not too far from you guys. About 4.5 hours from me. Right around that Shreveport area, Louisiana, and it is a factory stock race, $30,000 to win.
What? You've got to be kidding!
137 entries last night.
Oh my God! They can't all fit on the track.
They can't all fit on the track, so they locked in the top 4 last night. Those are locked in with some really heavy hitting factory stock drivers on dirt, and these factory stocks are the stock cars that are racing the pull off. Asphalt 10-inch tires and so forth. But so you've got 4 spots filled in that, and I think they're only starting 24. I'm assuming it's going to be. So $30K on the line for a dirt track stock car race.
How long is the track?
I think it's maybe 3/8, not a half mile. I don't think. I think at one point it was a half mile. And it became a 3/8.
Maybe it kind of washed part of it away.
So explain to me what a factory stock car is, because I know what it is in my mind. It's one that you go and buy at the dealership, and do you take that car out on the racetrack?
That was the intent. But what it is, it's a factory stock in the sense that you look at them and they have the steel body. It probably has a Monte Carlo SS tail and nose. The late 80s.
That yes.
But everything in between, metric chassis is usually what this is for best performance. You may have a couple of leaf spring cars that are still trying to do this. If you have a leaf spring car, it's probably home built, because most of these, and this is just one of a few big money shows that these factory stocks run from Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana. It's very geographical specific to us. But where they do this is, and the funny thing about this is, you can probably buy a bare chassis of one of these without shocks, without all of that, get it built probably around $15,000, which a lot of people say that's economical. I'm like, that's not economical for a stock car. That's not economical for a stock car. But then you add in the shocks, which, every point of the car, 4 shocks, $800 a piece, send them back, get them revalved for $400. They run on pump gas. This is kind of where they get you, where it's like it's economical. They run on pump gas, and the pull-off tires are $30 a piece, $40 a piece. Yeah, but the rest of the car's $30,000.
What's a pull-off tire?
So so what they do is a lot of these dirt track guys.
Here we go.
They go to whether it be an ASA All-Star team or UARA. So they buy. Where these super late models are racing the big 10-inch slick tires, they buy them used, because you buy them used and put them on dirt, and shoot, they're ready to go.
That's what makes it economical. You buying used tires and running on pump gas.
Oh my God! And they don't knob them up.
Now they allow grooving. See that's where this they sit there and they're able to group that. That's where this class has got out of hand because it used to be it had to be a bare frame stock chassis.
Yeah.
With a regular unibody, whatever you want to call it. It had to be like a rusted old chassis that we used to race back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not anymore now. Boy, you got offset chassis and all these things on there and 9-inch. No. You can't do 9-inch rear ends or any of that. The engine, I'm telling you guys, if you read the engine rules of this, I mean, you're not running headers, 1.5 GM valves, cast iron intake, 4412 carburetor. The engine rules are like, these cars can't be that fast, can they? I don't know what they're doing.
What are they? They all run in first gear automatics?
No, I think a lot of them. I think you can run manual. Because I think some guys still. That was originally one of the rules, but that's where it's kind of opened itself up a lot. But think about that: $30,000
and
one weekend of action.
And how many hundreds of cars? 101?
137 last night.
130. So they must have gotten entries from all over the United States.
Let's put some pig on this lipstick.
This is the first full weekend, really, of summer break. So you can take the kids, the family, huh?
What happens with this class is on any given weekend, doesn't even have to be a holiday weekend, doesn't have to be, you'll find a factory stock race in our area because it's more specific to our area. Because like Florida, not even a thing. Florida, they're still asphalt. But you can find on any given weekend at least $5,000 to win for a factory stock race. And, you've got guys that have raced in the big IMCA modified cars and limited modifieds and even the IMCA stock cars that are now finding a home in the factory stocks. And, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, with that kind of money, not that this sport is profitable, but it's a hell of a lot. I would a hell of a lot like the chance of racing for $30,000 than, $200 to win the feature. Crazy, isn't it?
Are there any wing sprint car races anywhere around?
Actually, I think in Houston, and I think it's 4th of July weekend at HMP. If I'm not, I'll verify that, but I'm pretty sure, 90% sure that on 4th of July weekend at HMP, because they're still racing on the asphalt, they raced last week, that you were going to have a winged sprint car race there.
If they have that, I'm going.
Yeah, that should be a good show.
Are you calling that?
I am actually working an event the next day. Remember, I was telling you guys about my soccer stuff now. Okay. I'm doing Gold Cup over not broadcasting it, not broadcasting it. I may try to get over to Houston to be a fan and have a $1 beer and $1 hot dog because I think that would be fun. I'll be in town that weekend.
Will you?
Yeah, but sprint cars are. But for example, tonight in Corpus Christi, you've got non-wing sprint cars, but it's the 305 sprint cars. The 305, cubic inch engine sprint car, which sprint car's still a sprint car, but 305s, you got the 360s, and then of course the winged 410s that raced a couple of weeks ago at Texas Motor Speedway with the High Limit Series. So a lot of dirt, guys, a lot of dirt. $30,000 for a stock car.
Do you still have a race car?
I've got a dwarf car. I do have a dwarf car.
Do you ever run it?
I don't have time, and it's the same thing to where the dwarf car that I have now from 2017, the last time that I drove that thing, it's obsolete. They've gone into a different, pretty much a mini modified. If I went out there, they'd lap me on lap 2.
Really?
They wouldn't do that already. Yeah, it's just too much
so
evolution.
What would it take to spec it up to today's cars?
A new car. There's no working backwards.
There's no specking going on.
So what you're telling me is that there's a whole bunch of cars like yours that are out there sitting in people's garages because they can't compete with today's car. So why not have a class for your car, the older stuff?
What Houston on Pavement has tried to do that, where they did, because there are so many of the old street stock type of HMP stock cars sitting wherever you want to call them. A lot of them, what they have done, though, I will say, is that you get a lot of the old pavement stock cars, and they've actually, kind of reworked them because it doesn't take quite as much to a dirt track, a regular or weekly dirt track car, not a factory stock car.
I got you.
Yeah, because you pull some weight out and you adjust different things, and motor, whatever the case is, tires. So a lot of them have found a new home, and I think that that's one of the things that's made it so hard for pavement racing around here, even with just the one track, is so many of those cars have been rehomed, and it's not worth going back to race once a quarter. So I think that's what a lot of these guys are doing, and I totally understand that. I mean,
how's your car show doing?
I mean, everything is going really well. I was actually out for O'Reilly at it was called Bandas y Trocas last weekend over at TMS, Texas Motor Speedway, a truck show. And is that what you were asking about, or were you talking about the podcast? I'm sorry.
Well, the podcast. Are you still on the radio
station? You got so much going on. He's such a busy guy.
Are you still on?
The revved up. We took a little bit of a break. Now we moved to Tuesdays at 7:00. Dirty Air is on demand. Just about any time on Racing America, there's an episode there. I do a daily sports show in the Austin area at 9:00. So we talk, right now, Texas baseball and all that good stuff. But the Revved Up and Dirty Air are going well. I mean, there's always lots to talk about because we're just it's a heavy influx of racing all around us. And the regional and national stuff is popping also. Streaming like we're doing here, all of us have been doing for the longest time, is a constant conversation, especially with Prime becoming the provider of NASCAR last week. That was a huge thing in my opinion. So there's always lots to talk, and look, guys, I'm gonna say this on here. I hope I don't disturb anybody, but lots to bitch about all the time when it comes to racing.
Yeah, and I'm going to do that right now because this going to Prime stuff is a bunch of garbage. There, I said it. And the one thing that I saw during the week, because they had, the numbers were comparable to what Fox and NBC has done, but apparently what Prime has done is they captured a totally new demographic. If you go back and look at the demos that watched that race from Charlotte, the 55 plus that was always kind of a heavier audience didn't pay attention, probably because the same thing. They don't want that, but it's a shift, man. It is a seismic shift in how you cover this sport. But Rodney, they went from Indy 500. We're going to have the double and all that stuff, and then when you kind of watch the double, it's not on the local channel. So that's all I'm saying.
To me, those two races, there are certain races that need to be where anybody can access them. It's the Daytona 500, the Indy 500, the Coke 600, the Southern 500,
all of that.
Some of those that they just, and that's just the way that I was raised. Those are just things that we watched and what we always did. I understand what's happening here, and again, it's all economics. These unbelievable amounts of money that are being thrown around for this stuff. But I do agree. There are certain events that everybody should have access to, quote unquote, free.
Yep.
Hell, the free ain't free anymore. So
that's
the
for
other
sure.
part.
That was it ever. Rodney, it's great to talk to you, my friend.
Absolutely, guys. Always a pleasure, man. Look forward to seeing y'all soon.
Thank you,
Got
man.
it. Love you. See you later.
You got it, man. Take care.
Right.
Love you.
All right.
He is so busy.
I know.
Yeah, I love it. Just ahead, a review of the 2025 Dodge Durango and Jeff's Motor Minute after this quick break on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show thanks you for 14 wonderful years. Yep, our first show aired May 7th, 2011 on a local radio station. Then it was a move to the digital world and social media, and you followed. Thank you. We continue to build and grow our fan base, and it's all because of you and your auto enthusiast friends. We appreciate your support. It's always great to see you at our remote broadcasts, and we hope you'll continue to stop by and say hello. It's been a great ride, and we hope to bring you more fun and adventure right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
Hey, our last stop on the In-Wheel Time Spring Tour happens June 12th. It's still spring officially, by the way. June 12th in Granbury at the Lone Star Street Rod Association State Run, the 50th anniversary for that, so it's going to be a big celebration up there. That live broadcast will air at a special time, 9 to noon, and we hope that you will join us. Let's join Jeff right now with the Motor Minute.
Yep. Did you know that there was 3 drivers who were disqualified from Indy? Did you know that?
Yes.
Indy announced on May 26th that 3 drivers, including the 2025 runner-up, have been officially disqualified from the race for various violations. The 3 drivers have been disqualified following post-race inspections that took place at the Speedway. Marcus Ericsson, driving for Andretti, was among those disqualified for the race. He finished in second place, being runner-up to Palou. However, since has been disqualified. The numbers 27, 28 entries from Andretti Global and the number 90 from Prima Racing have been moved to the rear of the field. All 3 cars have been reordered back to that station. Additionally, they've been fined $100,000 and they've been suspended to the race that's going on this weekend in Detroit. So shame on them. I don't know what it was. They didn't say, but
shame.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't racing or something like that. And lastly, you know what's the 100-year anniversary? Not you guys. The Goodyear blimp. The Goodyear blimp Pilgrim was the first during World War II. The countless historical events. Goodyear blimp has been flying overhead for more than a century. It travels more than 100 days per year. Trips ranging from anywhere from 3 days, Mike, to 3 weeks. How about that?
No, 3 weeks.
And it's a rare opportunity when you do get a ride on it. It's basically invitation only. We had opportunities when I was with ATD because Goodyear would sponsor things, and you win a package, go on up there. But the Joe Erbs is the senior pilot, and Jerry Hessman is the chief pilot. So there you go. Congratulations to the Goodyear blimp. And this June 3rd, they're going to have all 3 of them.
Any relationship to Les Nessman?
No. Jerry Hessman.
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 That would have been the disc jockey.
Yeah.
Hessman.
They're going to have 3 of them, which is a rarity. All 3 are going to be flying around in Akron, Ohio. So good.
Where do they
stuff.
keep the turkeys?
I don't know.
That was the
fridge.
helicopter, but I think with 3 blimps, I'm thinking they're going to have bumper cars in the air. Boing, boing.
He's shaking his chair when he does that. Did you see that? I ain't going to look at that.
I can imagine.
Oh, man.
Blimp.
I just threw up in my throat.
Time now for this hour's car review. I had a chance to drive the 2025 Dodge Durango. Final assembly location, Detroit, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. Comes in these trim levels, the GT, the RT, and the SRT. I had the RT 20th anniversary premium all-wheel drive 345. It's a standard SUV, 3 rows, seats 6 people. Exterior changes from last model year. It was all new in 2011. 2011.
Yeah.
Do you see how old that is? Mm-hmm. It's old, but you know what? It still looks good. Mm-hmm. I like it. Exterior features. Bold, aggressive, American muscle-style front fascia. Built-in hood scoop with HEMI graphics and 345 badging. Bronze-colored wheels set this RT apart. Shape of the rear lighting reminds of the Dodge Charger design. What I liked, this is an SUV with attitude. Well, that's not the one that I drove, but that's the basic one.
Right.
But the one that I drove has attitude. And it's funny what you can do with paint.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. What could use improvement? Would love to see an evolved redesign. I mean, this thing is, 13, 14 years old? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's the bronze wheels that I was talking about. Interior highlights. Even though it's a 14-year-old design, the dash layout beats newer competitors. Steering wheel controls are the best. SRT seating with the 345 logo on the seat back, comfortable and supportive buckets. Rear volume. Sorry, did I say rear?
Yep.
I didn't mean to say rear. The radio volume and tuning knobs for the suspension, for the superior sound system is good. I can't even read my own writing here.
I don't feel so bad.
You should pre-read these before you go on the air.
I should. I want you to look at that. How I did that. What the hell does that? What is that?
You know what that said? It was. That's what it
does. Cargo room, large. What I liked about it, comfort, and the control functions. I think because I'm just guessing now. My mumble.
You want to borrow my glasses?
No, I got glasses on. That's not the problem. Sight is not the problem. It's brain malfunction. And clearly, it didn't transfer to this right-hand writing implement. 5.7-liter V8, 360 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic transmission. Get this, tow rating 8,700 pounds.
Wow.
Haul rating 1,350. Let's go camping. Let's go racing. Let's just go and do it somewhere. 14 miles per gallon city.
Oh, boy.
22 highway for combined to 17. I actually got 18.7 because Kimberly, I did not burn the tires off the back like so many journalists do.
No hauling donkeys or anything?
No, none of that.
1,300.
18.7 miles per gallon over 329.9 miles. What I liked, the well-matched power with the drivetrain. All-wheel drive with an independent suspension rocks it. Ride and handling, smoothness. It's good. What could use improvement? It's a little on the heavy side, but it is big. But 5,313 pounds. That's 2.5 tons, my friend. Mm-hmm. Base trim price, $54,495. Prices tested, yikes, $72,460. You can get in the V6 version for $41,995.
No, it is a nice. You had a nice one. I've been seeing a lot more of them since you had that.
Yeah. Competitors, Ford Expedition starts at $57,025, which, by the way, is all new for $25,000, but no V8s. Does have 440 horsepower. The Chevy Suburban starts at $61,500. It has the 6.2-liter V8 with 420 horsepower. And the Toyota Sequoia starts at $62,425 with a 3.4-liter hybrid V6, but get this, turns out 437 horsepower.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So there are some competitors out there. I invite you to check them all out. But good old American Grunt, there's nothing wrong with that.
And they make a nice interior. Even on the really pickups,
do. Yes.
they do.
Yeah, they do. All right, that's my review of the 2025 Dodge Durango RT. Hey,
beautiful.
If you would like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back after this break.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show now reaches 5.3 million folks each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, the Odyssey radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and just about every other entertainment source out there, including our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including Jeff's Car Culture, the latest new cars, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's InWheelTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.